These missions take you deep into the heart of Anthem.
Today on Absolute Anthem, I've got a very special treat for you guys. BioWare went ahead and silently released full details for all of the systems, abilities, gear, however you want to refer to it, for the 4 Javelins that will be available at launch over on the Anthem website. So we now know exactly how selecting abilities, systems, and gear for the Javelins is going to work, and we have full details on what will be available at launch for the 4 Javelins. That means it's time to kick up the What We Know series with the We Now Know Everything Available at Launch series and start with what seems to be just about everybody's favorites, even though I think it's a close tie for most of the Javelins, the Interceptor. So yes, the Interceptor, like the other Javelins, can equip 2 primary firearms. It also has its own dedicated melee ability, in this case the double-bladed daggers, but it also has its own set of gear. So each set of gear is named and designed to work with that specific Javelin. In the case of the Interceptor, we have Technique gear. Now, Technique gear comes in 3 different system sets: Assault systems, Strike systems, and Support systems. A loadout for the Interceptor consists of 1 piece of gear for each of these 3 systems. So let's start by taking a look at what's available for the Interceptor Javelin's assault systems. We have the Cryo Glaive, which throws out a razor-sharp projectile that seeks out the nearest target. We have the Acid Bomb, which tosses a grenade which explodes, splashing all nearby enemies with acid. The Cryo Glaive, which launches out a projectile that locks onto a nearby target and freezes it on impact. The Cluster Mine, which throws out a group of mines onto a targeted area which explode on contact with an enemy. Spark Dash dashes forward, leaving behind a trail of electricity that damages enemies. You can already see from the assault systems here on why this is very much a crowd control focused Javelin. Just look at the cluster mines. You could essentially trap off a flanking route or a whole area of a location and ensure that any enemies that enter that area are going to take damage, setting them up for attacks from your team. Let's move on and talk about the Interceptor Javelin's strike systems, which include Star Strike. Charge an enemy with energy which explodes after a delay. The explosion deals increased damage if the target is destroyed before the full delay. Plasma Star tosses a plasma-empowered Shuriken at a single target and is effective at long range. Nova Strike sends out a projection of the Interceptor, which will attack enemies it comes in contact with. Tempest Strike, a devastating single target attack that can stun smaller enemies. And Corrosive Spray sprays out a jet of corrosive acid that damages all enemies it hits. Moving on to our last set of systems, we have the support systems for the Interceptor Javelin, which include Target Beacon, marks a target for increased damage, which will switch to another enemy if the marked target is destroyed, and Rally Cry, which removes status effects from all nearby allies. We of course also have the Interceptor Javelin's ultimate ability, which is locked to 1 set right now. That is the Assassin's Blades. It's super cool that BioWare released this, but I think it's weird that they didn't tell anyone about it. I mean, we've got a whole minute of footage from the Interceptor, a perspective we've never seen. And all of these details on their page, it's been there for 3 days, and I don't think anyone's known about it. So I'm glad I finally checked it. I've been checking that website frequently because they add stuff without telling people. But boom, there you have it. This is how it's going to function. You've got 3 systems. Each system is essentially going to be mapped to a different binding. So on a controller, for example, we might see left bumper for assault, right bumper for support, and both the bumpers together for the strike systems, with the D-pad actually being where your ultimate ability exists. So you're going to select 1 ability or 1 piece of gear from each of these 3 systems to craft the loadouts. You're going to mix and match the combinations here, and there's a lot of combinations. I wasn't expecting actually this many different options. I wasn't really sure how this was all going to play out, but I'm happy to see this is the way they're structuring it. I can just see myself already kind of mixing and matching here, coming up with different builds. And to layer on top of this, as Ben Irving said in the live stream just the other day, we're going to have gear, so our legs and our chest and our head that we'll equip, that will also give us potential bonuses or combination effects for melee attacks or using shotguns that we can then layer in with these different systems. This is far more nuanced than I guess I ever predicted or wanted it to be, and that's of course a good thing. You like to have your expectations blown out of the water, not sunk down into the water, and that's very much what BioWare has done here. We of course now have details for the Storm, the Colossus, and the Ranger. All of the same stuff we just talked about here is available in full over on the website, so if you want to check that out for yourself, you can feel free to do so. I'll have the link to that information down in the comments section below. I'll also be making, of course, videos for the other 3 Javelins. I would love to hear from you guys which Javelin you'd love to see next. I imagine it's going to be the Storm, but I'm going to ask anyway because I'm an absolute fool. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting the work I do here on the channel. Be sure to be awesome to one another because that's all there really is in this life, and I will see you in the next one.
The most